Hey Hammers fans, before we get started, make sure to drop a like, leave your comment, and subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any West Ham news. Over the past few days, talk surrounding West Ham United's transfer business has gathered momentum, with much of the discussion centered on their urgent search for a new centre-back. As is typical during the final stretch of the window stories, emerge as speed, almost like buses arriving one after another, and the Hammers continue to be linked with several defensive reinforcements. The requirement has been outlined with precision. They need someone who can anchor the heart of the defense while also offering the versatility to cover wider roles, particularly on the left side, an area where the squad has looked thin. One of the names recently in circulation is Taylor Harwood-Bellis, the highly rated English defender admired by a number of Premier League sides. Current indications suggest he is edging closer to a move to Crystal Palace the Eagles, which essentially rules him out as a West Ham option. Another figure mentioned has been Bright Osai Samuel of Fenerbahce, though his natural position as a winger means he does not fit the specific profile of a central defender, highlighting the contrast between rumors and the club's real priorities. The most eye-catching development comes from Turkish journalist Reysat Can Özbudak, who has reported that West Ham have made a formal approach for Jadon Oosterwolde, the 24-year-old left-footed defender currently at Fenerbahce. This is the first link in recent days that truly aligns with the Hammers' needs, given his capacity to operate centrally while also sliding across into the left-back slot when required. Oosterwolde presents himself as an intriguing prospect. Naturally left-sided, his game combines physicality, pace, and the ability to balance the defensive line. His career path already tells a story of adaptability. He rose through the ranks in the Netherlands, earned valuable experience in Italy, and since January 2023 has been plying his trade in Turkey. In Istanbul, he has displayed glimpses of genuine quality, catching the eye with his athletic recovery runs and composure on the ball, though his progress has not been entirely linear due to injuries that periodically interrupted his momentum. That fitness record is one of the main factors casting doubt on the move. While Oosterwolde fits the age profile, West Ham are targeting questions linger over his reliability. Across the last 5 campaigns, he has accumulated interruptions, 6 matches, missed in 2020-21, 2 the following year, 5 in 22-23 another, 6 in 2023-24, and finally a long-term ACL injury that ruled him out for almost the entirety of the most recent season. Added together, he has sat out 43 competitive games, a tally that forces any potential buyer to pause before committing significant resources. Even so, the Dutchman retains considerable appeal. His attributes are rare speed to cover, ground athleticism to match up in one-on-one duels, and balance to strengthen the left channel. With Nayef Aguerd nearing his 30th birthday and being strongly linked with a departure West Ham view, Oosterwolde as a potential successor who could refresh and modernize the backline. He represents both continuity in terms of replacing like-for-like qualities and evolution, offering a slightly different dynamic from the Moroccan international. The major obstacle remains Fenerbahce's stance. Özbudak has insisted that the Turkish side will only entertain negotiations if faced with an extraordinary offer. With the window closing fast, they are under no obligation to sell cheaply and would likely demand a substantial figure to even consider his release. For West Ham, this creates a dilemma. How much risk can be justified on a player with unquestionable upside but an injury record that makes him a gamble? Meanwhile, alternative names continue to surface. Manchester City's Manuel Akanji has been linked, but his $30 million valuation makes him a costly solution. Victor Lindelof of Manchester. United could be another route perhaps available at a more manageable price, or even on a free transfer depending on circumstances. These rumors underline the breadth of West Ham's search, which ranges from established internationals with Champions League experience to opportunistic deals that could be struck late in the window. As the countdown intensifies, the club remains highly active. Under the guidance of sporting director Tim Steidten, the recruitment department faces the delicate task of balancing immediate necessity with long-term strategy. The chosen signing must be capable of raising the current level of the squad while also proving to be an investment for the seasons ahead. Oosterwolde on paper ticks many of those boxes, yet the financial and medical considerations are far from trivial. Whether the Hammers ultimately secure Oosterwolde pivot towards a different target or postpone the decision until January, one reality is beyond dispute: defensive reinforcement is a priority. The next few days will determine not only who arrives, but also how boldly West Ham are willing to act in shaping the future of their backline. Before we carry on, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This is really important because it strengthens the Claret and Blue family, making our West Ham bigger and stronger every day. Today we need to talk about a match that might just mark a turning point in West Ham's season. The clash against Nottingham Forest ended with a 3-0 victory. And it wasn't only about the scoreline. This was a result loaded with meaning. On and off the pitch, at the center of it all was Lucas Paqueta. The Brazilian, who has been surrounded by speculation, rumors, and even doubts, chose the perfect way to answer with his football. His performance was steady, committed, and full of personality. But the decisive moment came in the 88th minute. When the referee pointed to the spot, Paqueta took responsibility, grabbed the ball with confidence, and finished with absolute composure. Goal for West Ham. Goal of affirmation. And then came the celebration, almost like a statement. First, he mimed answering a phone. Then he dropped it to the ground as if ending an unwelcome call. Finally, he kissed the West Ham badge. It was a direct reply to all the transfer talk, to the offers being discussed, to the uncertainty in the air. It was his way of saying, my heart is here, my commitment is to this club, this shirt, these supporters. After the final whistle, Graham Potter was clear and heartfelt in his words about the Brazilian. The manager said, that's the essence of Paqueta, a player who truly cares about the club, his teammates, and the fans. I saw commitment. I saw professionalism. He is a West Ham player, and I'm proud of that. I'm convinced he will remain a big part of this club for a long time. Those comments were not just praise. They showed the trust Potter places in Paqueta. At a time when the transfer market is buzzing, the manager chose to underline what matters most: commitment on the pitch and loyalty to the club. It was a message not only to rivals and agents, but also to the supporters. Paqueta is central to the project. Let's not forget how he arrived at West Ham. He came as one of the biggest signings in the club's recent history, carrying the weight of expectations. And while there have been ups and downs, he has repeatedly shown that he has the talent to decide games, to change the tempo in midfield, and to be a technical reference point. Now he also steps forward as an emotional leader. That celebration against Forest was not just a spur-of-the-moment gesture. It was leadership in action, proof that he's willing to shoulder responsibility. From a tactical point of view, his influence was clear. Paqueta was not only central in creating chances, he worked tirelessly without the ball pressing, tracking back, and giving the side energy. That kind of commitment is what the fans demand, and what Potter pointed out. In a team still searching for consistency, the Brazilian showed he can be the heartbeat of the side, and timing could not have been better. West Ham desperately needed this result to rebuild confidence and show that the team remains competitive. Winning 3-0 and doing so with authority sends a message of belief. Add to that Paqueta's reaffirmed loyalty, and the morale boost becomes even bigger. Meanwhile, away from the pitch, the market chatter goes on. Offers, interest, rumors, but on the grass, it was Paqueta who spoke. And he spoke loudly, with a goal, with a celebration, and with the backing of his manager. He showed that at least for now, West Ham is his home. That message is powerful for his teammates, for the supporters, and for the opponents watching. In the end, what West Ham take away from this match is more than 3 points. It's the feeling of growth, of unity, of a squad pulling together, and above all, the reassurance that Lucas Paqueta is not only a gifted player, but also a symbol of commitment. Potter recognized it, applauded it, and the fans embraced it. West Ham leave this game stronger, more confident, and convinced that they have in Paqueta both a star and a leader. So what do you think about Paqueta's performance? Do you believe his actions and his words on the pitch are enough to silence the transfer rumors? Leave your thoughts below. And remember, here on the channel, we'll keep following every step of West Ham's journey until the next one. Come on, you Irons! First and foremost, West Ham are in the thick of a whirlwind transfer deadline day as they scramble to reinforce their defense. A 13 million loan-to-buy proposal has been submitted for 23-year-old centre-back Charlie Cresswell from Toulouse, an approach that has already been turned down. The departure of Naef Aguerd, who is set for a 19.9 minute move to Marseille, has left a void in the Hammers' backline. Graham Potter is now relying on the recruitment team to secure a new defensive stalwart quickly. Toulouse have rejected the initial bid holding firm that Cresswell's value lies closer to 17 million. West Ham's chairman, David Sullivan, now faces the critical task of negotiating a deal that satisfies both clubs, potentially crafting a compromise before the 7 p.m. deadline. Cresswell is no ordinary placeholder. The towering English defender, formerly a Leeds Academy product, featured prominently for England's U21 side, helping secure their European Championship success and earning a spot in the team of the tournament. His performances in Ligue 1 have been praised for leadership, aerial strength, and no-nonsense defending. West Ham are also exploring backup options in case Cresswell fails to materialize. Chelsea's Axel Disasi has emerged as a late contender, with the Blues demanding a 5 million loan fee plus full wage coverage, and Bright Ari MBI of Braga is also under consideration on a loan basis. In summary, Aguerd looks certain to leave. Cresswell is the preferred replacement, but Toulouse's higher valuation and West Ham's budget constraints have stalled progress. Ultimately, Sullivan must deliver a viable deal for Potter, or divert rapidly to a fallback option before the window slams shut. And that's all for today's West Ham news. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with fellow fans, and of course subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on, you Irons!